everybody? Well, we got plain brisket again today. Brisket, no rub. You know, this restaurant really is giving you some bland food these past couple weeks, you know. Just bland brisket, no seasoning. But I'm glad y'all keep coming back for more, you know. You go to a restaurant and you have a good experience and good food one time, you'll probably go back. Unfortunately, this CosWay restaurant isn't serving up the best, you know, smoked brisket. So, you got me today, solo. Tyler's out. He's out hunting again, you know what I mean? Hunting again. His wife got him a hunt for his birthday, so he's cashing it in today. So he's out. You got me. We're still gonna have some fun. We're gonna do a report. Real quick, it's a little windy out here. How's the wind noise on here? Is it pretty bad, or is it doable? Let me know. Because I got wind in my ear. I just want to make sure it's not too windy for you guys. If it is, I'll try and fix it. Bob and Mel, what's going on? Pablo, Tony, Anthony, Sammy, hola. Fisherman Ray, Blas, Larry, Charlie, everybody, what's up, man? Everybody tuning in. It's doable. All right, good. Everybody saying we're okay, we're okay. Anthony, do you want me to fill in for Tyler? I need all the help I can get, you know what I mean? I need all the help I can get. You know, even if you have a bland brisket, if you have a good potato salad, you know, nice hot jalapeno, something on the side, you know, it kind of makes up for it. Nice ranch style beans. All right, let's get to it. Let's get to it. What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. So you got me. My name is Paul. This last week was tough. It was tough. Tough fishing. It was real calm. The water rushed out. The tide was super low. The water was crystal clear. It was a tough week of fishing. There were a few people that still caught fish, but this past week you really had to go out and search for them. You really had to you know, switch up your technique, use a different fish. We didn't have a lot of shrimp. You know, conditions weren't the best, but you know, this is where the fishermen are made. This is where you learn. This is where you take a few swings and miss, but you eventually find out where to go. Jalapeno poppers are great, you know. Jalapeno poppers are great when you got a bland brisket. Sorry. Sometimes you just need a little jalapeno popper to just kick the meal off and not make it terrible. Jackie, I know, tide was super low and terrible. So when the tide's real low, it's good and bad, right? The lower the tide is in the flats, the more water is going to be in the channels. That just means that's where the fish are going to be. If you fish deep on low tide days, that's where you're going to have the most luck, and that's where we heard the best reports. Deep in the channels, channel edges, probably some of the better reports. There were a few pompano in the surf, but man, it was tough. You really had to move around. You couldn't stick to one spot. I had some buddies that started at the jetties. It was slow, so they moved to a different jetty and it picked up. They went down south. You know, it was slow. They went a little further down. They started catching pompano and a couple reds. So the fish were there. You just had to bounce around. You really had to move them and chase them. You just had to fight. You really had to fight for it this week. Justin, what's up, man? Justin's one of those guys that took the kayak out and ended up catching a few redfish. You know, you just got to work for them. Those people with kayaks, those people with boats, those wade fishermen that want to wade and work a big area, you got to walk around. They did good. The bank fishermen, it was a little tougher. Angelo, bad day. Bad fishing day makes a good day. Relax, barbecue, and drink all day. You know, that's not a bad. You're fishing for a little bit and it turns out there's not a lot of fish that day. Crack open a cold one, pour you a nice strong bourbon, fire up the pit, you know, and just have a good relaxing day. You don't have to stress about not catching fish because they're not always there. This week looks promising. We got a good south wind coming, consistent. It's gonna be blowing like it is right now, 15 to 20, and it's gonna be consistent from the south. I think till Monday. So that's gonna dirty up the water a little bit. The tide's back. It's not back to normal tide, but it's not as low as it was. So conditions look a lot better. We got shrimp. I got a little bit of live shrimp right now. Look at the flag. It's not a whole lot, but they're catching a little bit of shrimp again. So conditions look more promising. Sometimes when it's just too calm, the water's too clear, and it's low tide, it's tough. It's tough. You got to push through it though. So windy, strong wind from the south. That is a perfect condition for black drum. At the year end, November, December, you really want to look for that north wind when the drums come in. Late January, February, March, when you got a good, strong, consistent south wind, that's when the drum are going to come. That's when the water's going to get dirty and we're going to have a strong tide. Justin says the water was super clear where we were. Yeah, the water was clear, but you had a kayak, you could go chase them when you found some. RO, I need shrimp. If you hurry up and get here in 20 minutes, you still might be able to get some live shrimp. Sorry I didn't text you, we've been busy. Jason, look at the fish in the eyes when you eat that meat. Don't do it. I can't do it. If that's what you're into, if you can look them in the eyes while you eat the meat, you're stronger than I am, because I can't do it. I can't make eye contact. Anthony, are they catching on cut bait? Yeah, they're catching okay. I haven't heard as many drum hitting as they were last month on cut fish, but they still caught a few. You'll get more redfish. You'll get a lot of stingrays. Stingrays are fun to catch. It's good to load up on shark bait right now. If you're a shark fisherman, because there have been a lot of stingrays out there biting. And of course in the surf, you catch whiting. There's tons of whiting. You catch it, cut it up, throw it out. There's still some good sharks. There's been a couple of redfish out there. That's just surf fishing. You never know what you're gonna get. Eric, I caught a big ugly at the Packery jetties. Big uglies are there. They're at the jetties, they're in the channels, they're in deeper waters. Pablo, that needs to go on a shirt. I know it does. I'm on it. Jackie just said that's our next road trip. Still researching where to go first. Never been. Jackie, come here. Ask for me, ask for Tyler, ask for any of the guys. We'll try to help you out where to go. Because it depends when you come, what time of the year you come. Sometimes things change. Certain weeks, there's certain areas that are a little better fishing than others, you know, certain times of year. So come in here or go to any local spot and ask, and we'll try and lead you in the right direction. Of course, fish don't stay in the same spot every time. They move around, so you also need to be mobile and be able to move around. Jason, your word, baby. Still after this day about your comment. Best one yet. I know. Hopefully 2021 we can top that comment. Hopefully Tyler does. Yeah. Alex says they use live and dead shrimp. Caught some nice size sheephead. Sheephead are here. Sheephead don't hate cold water like a lot of other fish do. Sheephead will come in and be strong. We've seen and heard of some big 8 to 10 pound sheephead being caught this time of year. And if you don't know the size of sheephead, that's a monster sheephead. A 9 pound, 8 pound sheep. Woo! That's a big one. That's some of the biggest ones you'll see around this area. And they're being caught right now. Live shrimp, dead shrimp, smaller artificial. If you can catch little fiddler crabs, oh man, those are great sheephead bait, and they're good for drum as well. Seth, where the flatties at? Man, you gotta chase them. You gotta chase them. Look for some oyster beds. Don't fish in the beds, of course, but fish next to them. Oyster beds hold a lot of bait, because there's a lot of crevices they can hang around in, and a lot of predatory fish like that. It's a good area for black drum and flounder. look for oyster beds. I know there's some up in Corpus Bay, like towards Indian Point. There's some in the Packery Flats, up there north of that. They're all around. Oyster beds is a good area to target if you're fishing for flounder or black drum. Those oyster bed areas hold a lot of the bait that those fish like to eat. Let's see, sorry, going through some of these comments. So when you think the sheephead will be running at Packery Bridge? I love it when people honk. If you're driving by and we're on live, honk at us, man. It's so cool. We appreciate y'all watching. So sheephead running at the Packery Bridge. It'll be spring, fall, and then like right now they're not running, but they're there. They're around. Fish around some structure. They've caught some here under the bridge that's right next to us. JFK holding some. There's some down at the jetties by the Lexington. There's some down south. The people that have the floating cabins, they're hanging around there. The cabin's next to a little channel. We've heard they're catching some there, so they're around. Y'all's new pier is nice, so really appreciate it. Appreciate it. Was it Jackson? Jackson? I see it spelled like that. Yeah, we appreciate it. They did a good job on our pier. It's tall. It's brand new. We got a few more benches. We definitely got more rod holders out there, so it's nice. We try to keep it clean. Hi Paul, I was there for this past weekend, saw a lot of fishermen out. A lot of people fishing. Fishing was tough. Fishing was tough, but those that did catch still did good. Like I said, it's a good time of season to learn and adjust. You gotta fish up. You gotta switch up your fishing technique. Switch up what you normally use if it's slower, and hunt. You gotta go hunt this time. They're not all gonna be there like it is in the summer. Summer is more consistent. Summer is a little bit easier because there's more bait. It's warm water, so the fish are real active. Right now it's slow. The water's real cold, so you really got to go after them. So, hot tip of the week: south wind. I'm doing what I did last week. I wasn't successful. I didn't catch any drums this last week. But with the conditions that are going to come up, it's going to be cloudy. You see, it's not real bright out here. There's a lot of clouds. It's gonna rain. We're gonna get a little bit of sprinkles, but we're gonna have a consistent south wind, and this is when the black drum, this is when they get real active. So I'm fishing here. I'm gonna fish a little bit in the surf because I know the pompano are still there, and I might go down towards Corpus Bay and fish some of those areas. If you guys haven't fished the American Bank Center dock, that little unloading area, there's a lot of fish over there, and it's Corpus Bay, and that's a giant ship channel, so there's a lot of water running up and down through there, so you can catch some cool stuff. Huge mangrove snapper, huge black drum, sheephead, redfish. I mean, it's hot over there. It's hot. That's one of my favorite spots to go at nighttime, or when it's a little colder and you got a little north wind. It's cold because that wind's in your face, but man, the fishing does good over there. Josh says the black drum is slow this time compared to last year. Yeah, last year was good. Good this time of year. Black drum haven't been as strong. It's been a weird year. But if it's slow, if they're not hitting, don't do the same thing and just wait for them to come to you. Sometimes you got to go to them and you got to find them. Jack C, do people catch much of any flounder off your pier? They do. But this time of year is a little slower. They're not catching as many. We'll see a couple here and there, but most people are fishing for black drum, so they're not really targeting flounder. I bet if someone was out there and they really fish for flounder, they could catch a few, but right now almost everybody's throwing as far as they can into the channel, fishing the bottom, and waiting to catch a black drum. Mark, be there tonight. Come on, we're open all night. We're open till midnight. The black drum tournament's still going on. First and second place are still there. They've been there for 2 weeks now. 41 1/4 inch and a 38 inch. Those can be beat, guys. Those can be beat. Come on, come join. It's only $5. $5, and you can get a really nice rod and reel combo worth $90 to $100. In second place, you get $25 cash money for $5. If you're gonna come fish here, even if you don't plan on catching a black drum, $5. If you're fishing for trout with shrimp, one might jump on your hook, and it might be first place. So come on, it's a no-brainer, guys. What else we got? We covered that. Redfish are scattered. Like I said, one of my buddies, Justin, was out on his kayak. He caught a few. I had a couple that were waiting out here a little bit south of us that did okay with some redfish. They're scattered. We just had to find them. How about under the bridge? There's been some big trout down here. There have been some big trout. A couple days, we had some wade fishermen down there that caught a few trout over 20 inches. Those are some big trout. It's deep down there, and like we've said, you gotta get deep if you're fishing for trout, because it's a little cold up in the flats. 23, 24-inch trout were caught right down here this past week. They're there, and not only under our pier, also back there, also right here, also up there. Also Bay has some big sow trout right now, but you gotta chase them. Fish deeper. If you're walking and you're waiting and you get uncomfortably deep, take a step back and fish that area. I'm not gonna tell you where, but Also Bay is only this big. Look on the map, it's only this big. And you can see on Google Maps where a lot of the deeper parts are, and go fish it. I'm sure you'll catch some good trout. There's some big ones right here. You just gotta catch them. You gotta get there. You gotta fish it. You gotta fish it. People come in here, they wanna hook up, they wanna come, they wanna fish for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, there's nothing there, and they leave. This isn't the time of year where you're gonna fish for 5 minutes and catch your limit. You gotta work. You gotta work. Get that in your head. Larry Hibbett's Paul Catch and Cook special. I need to get a catch and cook day. We'll get back out on the water one of these days and catch some, or try to. Got a new Catch the Fever rod. Can't wait to try it out. Get out here, Josh. Get out here. I know the shop closes at midnight, but is the pier open 24 hours with fish on? Yes, open 24 hours. We got lights on all night. We never turn them off. Our restrooms are open all night. You can be as comfortable out here as you want. Can you explain how to hook a live sea lice? Yes, unfortunately I don't have any. I sold out already. We didn't get that much today, so we sold out. But say my fingers are a sea lice, right? Legs are in here. This is the back of the sea lice. They bend this way. Bend them in half the way they normally bend and keep them like that, and put the hook in the back and out through the tail. Kind of bad, but so once you're done hooking it, it has to stay bent in half like this. You could, hook the tail and have the sea lice squirming around and only have it hooked in the tail so it can be free. But a lot of times when you hook it like that, it leaves all the meat on the underside open, so the pin perch and little crabs will pick all the meat out. So when you bring your reel back in, it's just a shell. All the meat's gone and it's no good. When you have it bent like this, it's got the plates on the back to protect it, and it lasts a lot longer in the water, and you typically have a better hookup ratio when you do that. And when you bend it over and hook it like this, a lot of times it won't hurt you. Those sea lice, they really throw their hands. They can hit you pretty good. So keep it bent, hook it through the back, out the tail, so it stays bent. And that's it, pretty easy. What else we got? Trout, redfish, flounder, drum. People people were going shark fishing. I heard a couple small 3-4 footers caught. An acquaintance caught a giant mako offshore, but I haven't heard too many. Tyler usually keeps up with the shark report a little bit more, but people were fishing for them. We sold a bunch of stingrays because that water was so calm, so clear. They were out there. It was good kayak conditions. This week, not so much. South wind stirs up the surf. We're gonna have 2 to 4 footers all weekend. It's gonna calm down to 1 to 2 foot swells, I believe, on Monday. So unless you're an experienced kayaker, I wouldn't recommend kayaking out baits. Go on Horace Caldwell, go off the jetties, try and catch some shark out there. But it's just gonna be a little bit rough and a little quick. The waves are gonna be pretty quick for any novice kayak fisherman. Jackass. Also, I was wondering how often y'all get live shrimp. Seems like the last few times I went down, y'all didn't have any. So this time of year, shrimping is a little bit slower, and not just us, for the whole area. It's just hard to catch them this time of year. It's not because we're not trying. Our guys are going out there every day, busting their butts, trying to get you guys some live shrimp. There's just not a lot to catch. So that's why I say this time of year, you really got to adjust. You really got to look at different ways of catching different fish, because live shrimp isn't always the best bait. I know it's the most common. I know it's what we're used to the most, but it's not always the best. This time of year, sea lice and crab do better for black drum. A lot of times you'll catch more trout on fish than you will shrimp. To put it to you in easier terms, if you're cold, you're not going to spend a lot of energy trying to eat Skittles, to stay alive. You're going to wait for a good substance, a meal to come by. So you're going to wait for, trout, redfish. They prefer bigger meals to spend their energy on rather than going trying to eat little Skittles, little shrimp, little crabs. That's why I'm giving y'all some secrets, a lot of the big trout and the big redfish this time of year are caught on oversized bait. Big mullet, big croaker, big whiting. If you fish them live this time of year, a lot of times you're going to catch some giant fish because they spend their energy on a bigger substance, on a bigger meal. I don't know if that made sense, but you know what I mean? Big fish, big bait this time of year really works. It's a little slower. I know shrimp, you get more action, you're always busy, you're always catching a little bit here and there. But better quality fish, you want to use a little bit bigger bait. So shrimp isn't consistent. There's not a lot in the bay, and not just our guys. Pretty much all of Corpus is having a tough time. What's been consistent is mullet and mud minnows. We've had them pretty much every day, and we're staying stocked up on them pretty good. So I would go with that and switch up your rigs. Don't fish them on a popping cork. Fish them free line. Fish them a little bit deeper, so use a little bit heavier weight. That works. I think that's pretty much it. Bland brisket here. Trying to give y'all the best I can. This week looks promising. Strong south wind, consistent south wind. The water's gonna be a little bit dirtier. So if you want to fish for drum, this is the time. This is gonna be a great week to do it. It's gonna bring a little rain, so have some rainproof gear. Man, I'm excited. I know we're gonna have a new first place tournament fish this week because it's just gonna be so good. I know we'll have a second place because a 38 inch drum shouldn't win second place this month. It shouldn't. There's gotta be, and there has been bigger fish caught. They just weren't in the tournament. Don't be that person, guys. Come in, come fish, put your name in, $5. It's good for the whole month, and you can win some good stuff. Hopefully we'll have Tyler back next week to give us a little flavor. not, I'll be here. I'm off tomorrow and Thursday. If you guys need to get a hold of me or Tyler, message us on Facebook, call the shop. The guys here, they're super experienced. They know what they're doing. If you're looking for live shrimp, don't be disappointed if we don't have any. It's just been tough. It's that time of year. Everybody's going through it. Expand your horizons when you fish, guys. We love y'all. Thank you for the support. I'm gonna be posting every week's video on YouTube. So if you don't have a Facebook, or if your mom or dad or cousin is mainly a YouTube user, they can go out there and check out all our content on there. Is he the brisket? You're the rub? No, I'm more the brisket. He's the rub. He's the flavor, you know what I mean? He might be both. I might just be the rapper or something, you know what I mean? I don't know. But I'm here more than he is. Everybody, we appreciate y'all. Wish Tyler luck on that. He's hunting a black buck. He's hunting a old black buck. That's where he's going right now. So hope he kills one. He's hunting it with a bow. All the luck to him. You guys, wish him luck. Thank y'all very much. We'll see y'all this week. We'll see y'all next week. Strong south wind. Little chilly, little rainy. Bring a coat. Catch you some big fish. See you later. Peace.